Alrighty. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. For me, it is evening. It's about 7:41 at night. And welcome to my dorm room. I apologize for the lack of content, but I've moved into college. It's my freshman year, and so life's been a bit hectic. I got a job. I'm adjusting to classes. I'm in marching band. It's all very hectic right now. It's week 4, I want to say. Technically week 5 for me that I've been up in this new town. But it's week 4 of classes, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what my friend Bethany said. But today is all about goals and where I'm at right now and where I hope to be at the end of the semester. Quick briefing on these. I apologize for wearing them, but they have this handy dandy microphone here, and I thought having good audio was pretty critical. So you're gonna have to deal with my little cat ears and my little headphones. But I wanted to get some content out for you. And at the same time, this is going to be a project for a class. So it's a little bit weird, but I wanted to try it out. And this teacher is super cool, and he's super respecting of different mediums, and he said that we could make a video. So here I am. It's not a conventional video, but it's a video nonetheless, and it's content for this channel, which I hope to get, but I am insanely busy, which I'll probably go into in another video. But today's video is all about SRL Forethought. SRL stands for Self-Regulated Learning, and this is the forethought phase of it. If you're curious about the rest of it, you can go look it up. But this is going to be the forethought phase. There are 6 steps I'm going to be going through, and that is my goals for this fall, 2019, my strategic planning, my and I know I'm going to say this wrong, but self-efficacy. It might be self-efficacy, but I'm going to say self-efficacy. I apologize if I sound dumb. 4 is outcome expectations. 5 is intrinsic interest/value. And 6 is learning goal orientation. I apologize if I'm looking away from the camera a lot. I have notes off to the side here, and I just want to have all my thoughts down here so I'm not making stuff up on the spot. So, let's get started. So, the goal format I went with was the DAPS format. It's basically just a special format to break down your goal so you can figure out if it's realistic, So my goal is to not skip a class this semester. My goal is to not skip a class all 4 years, but we're going to break it down to this semester. My only exception for this is if I'm sick or if there's a family emergency, something I can't control. But as long as I can control it, I'm going to class. So for my DAPS part of this is the D is dated. And the deadline for this is going to be the end of the semester. Ideally, I'd like to keep it on the 4 years, like I said, but to be realistic, it's this semester. A stands for achievable, so is this goal realistic? I think it's pretty realistic. P is personal, and it's something I want to do for myself. My parents obviously don't want me to skip any classes, but at college you're the one in charge now, and since I'm in charge, I want to make it my goal to not skip any classes. So I want to keep myself accountable. The other P is positive, and the positive part of it is getting perfect attendance. I know that's not something we celebrate in college. It's not even something we celebrate in high school. It's like an elementary school thing. But I guess it'll keep me happy. And S is specific, your outcome. And my outcome is to have a good work ethic and not succumb to laziness or external problems. So basically, I don't want to wake up and just not go to class. My goal is to always, get her done So that was step one. Moving on to step two, we've got our strategies and resources. So, my strategies are, of course, to hold myself accountable. Basically, is this a good reason to not go to class? And if it's not, you're going to class. Hate to break it to you. And also remind myself how much I'm paying to be here. I mean, my family is paying, but reminding myself how much I'm paying and how much each class costs and how much money I am wasting by not going to a class. Because I'm not here to goof off or loaf around. I'm here to learn. I'm not here to go to parties. I'm not here to be a doof. I'm here to go to my classes, learn, work towards my degrees, and that's about it. So that's the main thing is I'm not going to get my degrees if I don't go to class. So that's the simple, easy answer, and it's one of my big strategies. Some resources. My parents are the first ones at the top of my list. My goal is to be open and honest with them, talk about any struggles I have, asking for advice from them. Just I think I have a good relationship with my parents. So just being open and honest with them and just telling them what I'm going through, I think is going to be a big resource. My sister and my brother in law graduated from college not that long ago. I want to say 2 years ago, though my memory sucks, so I could be wrong. But since they're recent graduates and know the struggle and remember the pain, I definitely am going to ask them questions, ask for advice, and just ask for reassurance, honestly, because college is a rough time. And, you know, they know what it feels like, and I think they'll be a great help. Granted, I don't know if they had. Granted, I don't know if they had perfect attendance or if they are as focused as I am. So I don't know if they'll be good advice or bad advice, but it's advice nonetheless. And I can choose to listen to it or not, but I think they would also be a great resource. And finally, other students and friends. I mean, we're all in this together, not to quote High School Musical, but we are. And I think just asking how they feel would really help you feel not so alone. Like, yeah, I'm really overwhelmed right now and I don't want to go to classes. Like, oh, great, I'm not the only one. So I think they'll be a good resource as well. On to step three, self efficacy, my favorite word. Now, the different kind of turning point we're doing here is we're not just staying on my goal. Now we're going to be talking about my classes, my beliefs surrounding success, and just kind of talking about how this could impact how I feel about my classes, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So for my first class that I'm going to talk about is CMF 121. Obviously, if you don't go to my college, you're probably not going to know what this class is, but I'm just going to refer to them as acronyms because I'm too lazy to look up what the classes are actually called. But this is one of the classes that goes to my first major, and it's my favorite class. We only meet once a week, but I enjoy myself every time I go, and I get to learn what I want to learn for once, and it's just such a nice experience. And when you're talking about something you see in a film or in a TV show, there's really no way to be wrong because it's up to everyone's interpretation, and it's really nice to not be afraid to speak up. I mean, I still kind of am, but I definitely speak up a lot more than I would normally would in other classes. Now to English 105. I'll be honest, I hate this class. But I have to take it. There's not much I can do about it. I guess if we're thinking hopefully it'll improve my writing skills and it'll prepare me for the rest of college writing. And I mean, maybe it'll just prepare me for other classes I hate later on. Now CMF 251, and I'm a little conflicted about this class. It only meets once a week, but we have shifts outside of class. Um, and right now it's been kind of useless since my manager didn't show up for the first 2 weeks. So I haven't been able to go on air yet because it's a radio station. And I want to give it more of a try because it gives me more experience in voiceover work and other stuff like that. But right now it's a little useless. Um, then my college class, the acronym is my college acronym, so I'm not going to specifically say it yet. We'll see if I continue that, but we'll just refer to it as 120A. And I originally thought this class was going to be completely useless. My parents and I called it, okay, don't take any offense to this, Jacob, but my parents and I originally referred to this class, and we still kind of do refer to this class as dumb kid class. The reason being that my GPA in my English and math classes were not high enough for my college, so they put me in classes to help ease the transition to college, and that's what this class is. So I walked into it with very, very negative emotions, and I was not happy to be there, but I actually really like it. The teacher's super supportive, and the class is very low key and chill, and it's honestly just a really nice break from all the other classes, especially because I think most of the time I come from English. Or no, we only meet twice, so I come from English. No, I don't know, but it's better than English, so I just like it. And then my last class is MUP 170. This is marching band. There's a class for marching band. Technically, there's 2 classes because I'm in color guard. But the only thing keeping me from dropping this class is sheer stubbornness. Yeah, I have no motivation for this class, for this activity, but I told myself I wouldn't give up till the end of the season, and I don't plan to go back on that. Plus, my parents, they would understand if I quit because it's my life, but I think I kind of made that promise to them too. So, if anything, it's getting me used to being busy in college, so I guess it's not entirely useless. Going on to step 5, do I think these courses are like a valuable experience? Like I said, CMF 121, absolutely. This makes me feel like I'm really working towards my career and my goal of being a director someday. It just makes me feel really accomplished, and I'm excited to go into that class every week. I'm excited to learn things every week, even if it's not just about directing. I'm excited about learning production design, about screenwriting, about all this stuff, even though I have no plans to do it. I love finding out what goes into film, and I just think it's a fascinating experience. And apparently I'm good at it because I'm getting good grades. So, back to English 105. I don't think it's valuable at all. We just turned in our first essay, or we didn't turn it in yet. We turned it in on Thursday, but we turned our rough draft in. And we did a peer editing session with our teacher in the room, and everyone just said how good it was. And I'll be honest, I put no effort into that writing. I sat down and typed it all out and did absolutely nothing. And everyone said it was amazing. So, I I don't think it'll be valuable, but, I will keep my hopes up, keep being optimistic, and hopefully I will learn something. If not, I guess it's just an experience I have to take. CMF 251. Like I said before, I don't really have a solid opinion yet. I actually just came back from that class this evening, and I finally met my manager. But I had like 10 minutes with him, and I have to go on air for the radio station on Sunday. and I know absolutely nothing. I have a video on the Facebook page on how to do it, and they're just expecting me to go in and do it, and honestly, I'm probably going to mess up. But, c'est la vie, that's life. So I guess it's teaching me how to work on the fly. It's teaching me what a job is like, and that sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing, and guess you gotta figure it out. Back to 120A, I actually think it's pretty helpful. Like I said before, it's pretty chill. There's a song for each class, and it has a meaning for what we're going to talk about. The readings are pretty cool. They talk about stuff that I didn't know about or stuff that calls me out because I'm the lazy learner, or at least I was in high school because I was never challenged. And when I copied. So even though some of the assignments I don't really like, I think in the long run they're really going to help me out. And yeah. And finally, I'm UP 170. I really think all this is adding physical exercise to my schedule and getting me to work out a bit while up here. But it's not going to teach me anything but stress, if I'm being honest. Um, yeah, I mean, I made a few friends maybe, but I don't know if they're going to last beyond the season, and I don't plan on doing it next season, so I really have no idea. I guess only time will tell on that matter. So finally, step 6. I'm going to go back to the prompt because I just wrote down my answer. And the prompt is learning goal orientation, and it's like what interests you about learning in general or learning the material, and can it help you, stuff like that. And I like learning. It makes me feel smart. High school made me fall out of love with learning, and it made me feel dumb when I couldn't It made me feel dumb when I couldn't grasp the concepts of advanced math and chemistry. And being in college, and especially being in film classes and working toward my majors, it makes me finally feel smart again and excited to learn. Um, so I guess that's what I'm most excited about this semester is falling back in love with learning and finding out how to be a productive student again, because I really don't think I've been one for a long time. I couldn't give you a date, but in high school it was all about performing and not learning, and I'm excited to start learning again and have people actually value my opinion, because that's the big difference between high school and college is high school doesn't care about your okay. So um halfway through talking my camera froze, and then I thought I started re-recording and I didn't, and then I started recording again, and then my family called. So we're gonna try this again. I believe I left off with saying that college values your opinions more, and they do. But we're just gonna move on. Um, but basically, why going to classes are so important to me is because no, we're not gonna talk about this. Pick up. So I believe what I was talking about before my camera cut out and family called was that college values your opinions more than high school does, which is entirely true. But that's why going to class is so important to me. I never skipped class in high school, but it also wasn't as easy to skip class in high school as it is in college. In college, you don't live with your parents anymore, or some do, but it's rare. And you're kind of regulating yourself. And if you don't want to go to class, you don't have to. No one's gonna knock on your door and say, get up and go to class. No. You're paying to be here, so if you want to pay to lay in bed all day, they're gonna let you lay in bed all day. You'll fail your classes, but you can do it. So while this topic of going to class might not be as important to other students as it is to me, I am making it a big deal for myself because I need to make it a big deal. I don't think I'm at risk for missing classes, but needless to say, I need to do it anyways. I know this topic wasn't super interesting, and this video was mainly, or this project was mainly just an excuse for me to make a video and explain my absence and where I'm at in college. And yeah, so not super interesting, but I hope you learned something, or at least I hope you got some advice from me. Again, I'm only 4 weeks into this wacky thing called college, but maybe you learned something. I'm gonna try and do more videos, but I can't promise because I'm gonna be insanely busy. Like, it's bad. So, I will try my hardest. Please be patient with me. And if you have any suggestions for videos you want to see, I would love to hear about it. If you have any questions, I'd love to try and answer them in the comment section. But have a lovely day, night, morning, or evening. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.